I am still recovering from my second bout of COVID. It's kicked the crap out of me. But while I edit the next video for Vo-Gus prospecting, I thought it might be interesting to show you guys, first and foremost, how much goes into the behind the scenes of editing something like this. And why it takes so long to produce some of these videos. I'd love to produce more videos than this, but you're going to see why. I use a program called Wondershare Filmora. I use a paid version of this. There is a free version of this program, and the paid version is better because you get a lot more opportunities within your submenus to do stuff, like including things like music, right? They give you lots and lots of music for free, and then they've got all kinds of effects and blah, blah, blah. So just the paid version gives you more options to edit. When it comes to editing, your storyline is absolutely everything. I get asked all the time about what camera gear I use, what computer I edit on, and what program I use, blah, 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 blah. Which seems like the logical route to go, because when you're coming from a background of other hobbies, it's usually the equipment that makes your hobby good. As in, the better first-person drone that you buy, the more responsive it's going to be and the better time you're going to have. The better metal detector you buy, the greater the opportunity for you to find gold with it. But when it comes to storytelling, it's not the equipment you're using, it's how you piece together what you filmed. Most of my videos are filmed on my phone, and that means that I don't have the best audio, I don't have the best video that I could possibly have, even though I literally have all the gear to do all that, and I do use this stuff. It's just that most adventures that I go out on, I've got a phone in my pocket, and I don't normally have my really expensive camera with me. Therefore, the program and all the gear I use is irrelevant to the way that you put the story together. Now, what you're trying to do is create a narrative that's interesting, and it's going to have peaks and troughs. So what you want to do is you want to have a story that builds people up so they get interested and excited. Then you can put some information in that might be a bit dull or boring, and then the interest drops, but then you bring it back with an exciting bit, and then it will drop again because you put more information, and then you bring it back again. So it's this narrative. It's called pacing. You've got to pace your storyline out. Let's explain these tracks while we're here. So these are all audio tracks from here. These 1, 2, 3, 4 tracks are all audio. So there's no visuals in that. Now, this particular track here is audio that I've extracted from videos and placed onto this timeline. These are voiceover recordings. I've got a gap track here that I'm not using for anything, and that's where I'm putting my music. And if we zoom in a little bit, the reason we do this is called ducking. So the reason I've pulled audio clips from the clip above is so that it smoothly transitions between two pieces. I'm going to do a really bad job of explaining this, I got the feeling, but what would happen is if I left this piece of audio attached to this clip here and didn't stick it underneath that, when the audio changes, it would be really abrupt and you would hear this sort of sharp change in audio, and it takes you out of the viewing experience. So what I'm doing is I'm masking that change by giving you a visual of the first clip and the audio from the second clip. And that keeps you immersed within that film. So let me show you how we do that. We're going to watch the video timeline and see what we've got so far. All right, so I'm dumping something onto the sluice, so now I need a shot, right? And I've already faded out the audio down here. So what I've done is I've taken this clip and I've trimmed a little piece off the end, and I've kept its audio and I've put it down the bottom and I've faded it out so you can hear that here. Right, now we need the next clip, so let's just find one that works. Okay, it's a slow motion clip, so that'll be kind of cool, but it kind of mimics this one, so I don't think I want to put that one in there. I'll put this one instead, which is probably going to be a slow motion clip. Ooh, yeah, I reckon it will be. Hard to remember what you film sometimes. Yes, okay, so we're going to find where that goes to slow motion, which is just there. So we're going to pause it, come back to here, we're going to have it running full speed. I'm going to fade the audio so you don't get a sharp change. So I'll show you the difference. Just listen. Hear that really sharp change? So what we do is we've got the audio from this clip, And now we've got fresh audio here that's a bit too sharp. We're going to drag that across so that it ducks and it fades in. We shouldn't have that sharp change. Better. So you see how there's no sharp change now. All right, so we're going to pace it. We want a little bit of this, I reckon about there. And we're going to do the same thing. So now I've trimmed this, I've cut it. I'm going to take a little bit of that audio, because if you listen to the audio from the slow motion clips, it's all distorted because we're running at a lower frame rate. Hear that weird kind of noise? Like it's not a natural noise that you would hear. So we need to fade that out. So again, I've got that little piece of audio. We're going to fade that out. And now I think we can bring in the clip. Whoa, we'll line it up a little bit. There we go. We'll bring in the clip that we had before that was too similar to this one. So you can see I've fed the sluice. And then we've got a little bit of slow motion showing you how that sluice box works. And now we go back to the other one, you can see the gravel coming up over the plate. But I'm thinking, because we've got that distorted audio from the slow motion here, we could probably use the distorted audio from the slow motion on this clip to mask it even more. Yeah, perfect. So now it seamlessly matches together. What I just showed you was adding basically 2 clips to the timeline, and however long that took us to do that. I have 650 clips to add like this of just the main storyline that I filmed. That's not including B-roll that I'm going to be pulling from other videos to make the story make sense, and other visuals and things like that. There's a lot that goes into editing like this, but I think audio like that is probably the number one thing that goes to making an immersive video. Just for some perspective, if we look at the timeline up here is how long my video actually goes for. So that's 30 seconds, 1 minute, 1 minute 30. Well, we've edited a total of 7 minutes worth of footage, and I'm not even out of the first day that I went out prospecting. And just look at the timeline. Look how many cuts, how many trims. And that's not including like cutting and deleting little pieces and rearranging clips to make it flow better and look nicer. Right there, right now, is about 4 hours worth of work. When you see a video from your favorite YouTube creators or Facebook or wherever you view your content, just bear in mind that this is the back end of it. This is what takes the most amount of time. And a big part of my day when I go out filming is bearing how I'm going to edit in mind. I'm thinking consciously about what shots I need, when I need a time lapse, what kind of B-roll do I need, what do I need to include to say. And that takes an enormous amount of time away from the activity that you're doing. It's very difficult to get a full day's prospecting or whatever hobby you might be filming in when you're spending so much of your time doing the pre-work for your edit. So every time you see someone put together a really creative, well put together and entertaining video, just bear in mind the amount of work that's gone on behind the scenes. And it's a massive help to any creator that you like and enjoy and you follow to give them a like and a comment and a share. It might seem like a really small thing on your end, but that's what helps it reach other people. It's what helps put that video in front of other people's news feeds. And if you engage with them, you're supporting the creators that are putting in all this work behind the scenes in the hope that they may be able to make a little bit of money from it, because there's no guarantees in the game that YouTube or Facebook is. You have to just put out the best content you've got and cross your fingers that people are going to like and share and comment on it. Right. Well, hopefully that gives you a bit of an insight behind there. I'm going to stop talking because my throat is still freaking terrible. It's very annoying. I will see you on the next one. This should be coming out, hopefully, at about the end of the month, around the 30th.